Hello and welcome to Question Time. I'm Benga Ashiru. A never-ending tale of squandered opportunities in fixing Nigeria's power sector gets to a boiling point as President Muhammadu Buhari takes on previous administrations over an alleged misappropriated $16 billion meant for Nigeria's power sector. While the rot stings in a fierce brick bath, many Nigerians still groan under the burden of high tariff from the estimated billings as a result of not having access to the prepaid meter system. Today, a lot of Nigerians are accusing the discos of undue exploitation and are also calling for an improved power supply in the country. How does the federal government intend to address the problem of lack of access to prepaid meters? Is the power sector attractive enough to increase the appetite for private sector investment? Where are we in the power sector roadmap of the Buhari-led administration in generating incremental, uninterrupted, and steady power supply for Nigerians? Join us in this interview with Nigeria's Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola.
Well, 2 years, 6 months, and 13 days. So far, I have not received a complaint, and I continue to do what I do. But I think the important thing is also to recognize that leadership of the ministry is only part of a larger team effort. And I think that as a team, and by extension as a government, we have moved things on better than where we certainly met then. Getting momentum was important, and I continue to speak about a team because it is important. People may be looking for individual stars, but the truth is that it's the team that wins. And that, like in every other team of men and women, if you're familiar with team sports, those who score the goals don't defend them from being scored. And therefore, all parts of the team must work together, those who score the goals and those who keep the goals out, before the team can win. And I think that's what you are seeing more of in the team of ministers, parastatals led by President Buhari's President Buhari and his Vice President, beginning to forge together a team that speaks as well. That takes some doing, and I think right-thinking members and well-meaning members of the public must understand that team building takes time.
People who have seen your performance in Lagos believe you do have a Midas touch. Does that suggest being the Minister of Power, Works and Housing is a different ballgame from what's on ground?
Without a doubt, because there are certain things that you can do on your own, and there are certain things that you can only do with approvals. As governor, you are the approving authority. So there are two different things.
So you're restricted?
I'm not restricted. I am guided by the rules of engagement of my office. Now let us go.
Does that suggest that you weren't given enough mandate to pursue your task?
No. I think you need to understand. You need to understand what this is all about. First of all, the president doesn't micromanage you. He doesn't. And I think everybody who knows him fairly well enough knows that. So it doesn't interfere with what I do in my ministry. But we have passed enough laws in this country that there are certain things that a minister cannot do without approval. So it's not the president. It's the laws of Nigeria made by the people of Nigeria. I hope that clarifies it. But let us look at how far we have come. In terms of energy supply, for example, people are saying now that they have more power supply than they had 3 years ago. People are saying that they are using their generators less than they used to use them 3 years ago. People are saying that they are buying less fuel to generate power than they used to 3 years ago.
Let's put it succinctly.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. You asked for performance assessment now.
Yeah, we are taking a performance audit. But since you've started from power now, at the outset of this administration, you came with a power sector reform plan, which is clearly to achieve incremental, steady, an uninterrupted power supply.
Precisely.
So where are we? What stage
we are
we
still at the incremental power stage, because our capacity to supply power, you cannot talk of steady power when everybody doesn't have access. And so there are still rural communities that are not connected. So we are still at the incremental stage, and that's why I'm telling you about what people's experience is as power is increasing. They're getting more power. It's not yet 24 hours, but those who are getting 5 are telling you they're getting 8 or 10. Those who are getting 10 are telling you they're getting 15 or 18. 2 weeks ago, we were in Jigawa State. The story from the governor was that almost all his local governments were getting between 18 to 20 hours of power. That's the same story from the Emir in Kano. That's the same story across board.
When you assumed office, now from the benefit of hindsight, would you say, in your widest imagination, that we will still be at this point? Or is that in line with your...
This is not an unreasonable...
Did you envisage that?
This is not an unreasonable place to be, because we are at a place where generation of power has moved from an attempt to get to 4,000 to a consistent ability to deliver 7,000 megawatts, and with another close to 1,000 megawatts coming this year, and another close to 1,000 megawatts scheduled to be delivered in 2019. So let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. We are comparing now where we wanted to be, and I'm telling you where we wanted to be. We've moved it from an attempt to get to 4 to a constant ability to deliver 7. And another close to 1,000 is coming this year from Azura, from Kaduna, and from Afam. Afam will give you 240, Kaduna will give you 215.
That's power generation.
Just wait a minute, just let me articulate it. And 415, that's almost 1,000 this year. Now, transmission has reached 7,000 from 5,000. Generation has moved from 2,690 in 2015 to a steady 4,009, 5,001, and is growing.